So a very warm good evening to all present here. Myself Manik, your class Speakathon coordinator, and today we will be discussing about the topic raising the age of marriage for girls from 18 to 21. Is it a right decision or a right step? So we will be discussing about this topic a lot more deeper and hope to get your insights and let's have a wonderful conversation ahead. So I would like to request any one of you to please start this topic and put your insightful thoughts ahead. Nan?
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. According to my opinion, in the era of modernization, as the age of the women has lifted from 18 to 21 years, which is a good step as it helps in raising the equality among the man and the women, as which will, according to me, it is a very good step for the women that the government has taken. As for this, a bill has also passed by the government in which in 2021, in which the age of the women from 18 to 21 year has been increased for the marriages.
Okay. So I think before going to this whole, I would like to get into some history of the struggles that women have to face in earlier centuries. Also, we have studied a lot more about the leaders in the history, and I would like someone of you to add up that do you think that the struggle that women leaders have made in the history has been the pathway for this decision?
Manik, it's not only today that the marriage age has been shifted from 18 to 21, but the first time it was shifted in 1929. It was set 14 years. Like
Oh,
the minimum or maximum age limit was set around 14 years. So after that, it was defined as the Child Marriage Restraint Act. So due to which it becomes from 14 to 16. And during the 1949 period, the age was increased to 18.
oh,
So finally, after the 1978 era, the year 1978, the Marriage Act was started from 18 years for all the women in India. And there were many social reformers who come forward in this process, like Savitri Bai Phule. She was the woman education activist, and there was one more lady. I was not remembering the name.
oh, that's not, that's
And
okay, that's okay, that's good. But I think what Nan said that it was a new bill. I think there was amendment
actually,
that
it
was.
was a new era because due to the inbuilt, or we can say unborn issues, women health issues were mostly recognized during that age period that was
Yeah.
defined like
Yeah,
14,
that will be
16,
discussing
18,
later
the
on.
day.
Yeah,
Yes.
that we will be discussing later on, because I think first we need to get about the real thing that made government push towards this bill. So anyone of you who would like to add up to Megha and get the topic ahead? Kunal, would you like to add something to it?
Um, Good evening, everyone. I was just scrolling through internet 2 days before, and I came through an article about gender equality, and
Oh,
I read that. Yeah, I read that, and I came to know that the right for women have been increased many folds, even more than men. They have several rights to follow, and they can make them use also. Due to these rights, they have develop more chances of getting jobs in services, civil services. Due to this, if a woman get a job in civil services or any other field, man and women both will be working in a home, and it will definitely help their financial condition and even our economic growth as well.
yeah, that's also a binding thing to it. Like what Megha said, that there was improvement in the acts that when then the first age limit was 14, and then it
14.
shifted to 18, and now it is being shifted to 21. So I think this age is basically a sense of creation of maturity. So thank you, Kunal, for sharing your thoughts. And if anyone of you want to add something to Kunal's views, you're most welcome to our GD.
Yes, Manik.
Yeah,
As
please.
we all know today, the maximum age of girls, which is cleared by the Union Cabinet, age from 18 to 21, and I think it is a very good step because I think women rights are human rights, and also the women's are also right to live free from the discrimination and enjoy the highest attainable standards
Yeah,
of physical mental health, and also uh, to vote also, and also on also to get in property, and also to earn equal wages, and the age from 18 to 21, I think it is a very good step because it removes the inequality between the girl and the boy. Thank you.
yeah, I think that's good. But I think the sole act will not only be the Women Empowerment Act, but it has just only increased the age of women. So I think we should not connect it with the women empowerment standards. So I think most of us have uh, have uh, have house helps at our disposal, and at urban areas, because I belong to urban area, and I have a look a lot around me that people are marrying below 18 also at this era also. And there are unaccounted marriages a lot, because these marriages does not come into the accounts of government. So Spursh, so please add that you what you think that this is need to be much polished at the lower level or at the grassroots level.
See, first of all, making of bill is that much important, like the implementation.
True.
But
True.
after making, implementation is the main thing, which must be focused by the government and by the NGOs also, so that it can reach to the grassroots level of the people which are living in this world. See, our age group and we middle class family and high class family go to school. Okay, we have adequate amount of facilities,
Yeah.
and we get educated, properly educated in whether it's physical, mental, social, or in a holistic way. We are educated in all terms.
Yeah.
But if we see on the other side, the weaker section, the poorer section, like you mentioned, the housekeepers, housemaids, I also saw that age of 16, and she is carrying a child with him or with her
Yeah. Yeah. It's really
on
brutal.
the on yeah, and on one side she's feeding, and
Yeah.
on the one side she's sweeping the floor.
Yeah. That's the harsh
So
reality.
this must be end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this must be end, and I think the age, that's the right thing by the government,
Yeah.
but implementation
True.
and reaching to the right class of economy, like right class of people,
Yeah.
must be the second thing which government should implement.
Yeah, that's really it's a reality, and I have just have been it's been displayed on my eyes. Like, I have seen people, I have seen women's who are working, and who are working at the construction sites with carrying their child, and that's really hard. And I think women are paid less also. There is income gaps also. So Munmun, would you add to like these gaps, and would you like to share that how these gaps are there in our society, and how we can overcome this with this act?
Yeah, Manik, I totally agree with you. Uh, I totally agree with you that the gap, this is difficult.
Yeah, I think this really sad for our society, and also there are really difficult phases for women also, because they have to be in physical pain also, mental pain also, and the emotional pain also. So Jyoti, would you like to add something to it?
Yeah, Manik. Actually, government only thinks about the minimum age of girls.
Yeah,
They didn't think about the right age of girls, and the
yeah,
right age of girls of marrying comes after the opportunities when they getting the jobs, when they are fully educated.
yeah,
uh, if government thinks that if they marries in younger ages, they have more childs, the population grows.
yeah,
State West Bengal, their marriage of girls in younger ages get girls will be married in younger ages, but
yeah,
they have only one or two children.
yeah,
Then how government says that if a girl marries in a younger ages before 18, yeah, after 18, before 21, the population will be grow up.
yeah,
uh, depends upon the educations. If
yeah,
girls are educated, they know what she want to do after that.
yeah,
If government wants to increase, if governments wants to grow girls, they have to create opportunities. Why
yeah,
government didn't create opportunities? They open schools, colleges, create opportunities by the government is more helpful, is more benefits. It gives more benefit to girls.
yeah. So that,
So
please
think
continue.
about the right age, not about the minimum age.
Yeah, that's really wonderful that 21 is not the age now to get married, कि हाँ भाई 21 के हो गए तो चलो शादी करें. That should not be the intention. The intention should be how how can I be the most professionally suited entity, so that I get employed, and how I will be pursuing my life dreams, because I think dreams are something that everyone has, and everyone has right to achieve that dreams. So I think that should be more focused, as Jyoti said. So coming with these backgrounds, I think Anand, who came from a farming family, could also relate us, because I think these mass marriages of child marriages that happen mostly in rural areas, and they do happen in urban areas, that I will share later in this GD. So Anand, please share your views too.
I think this is a very good step by government, because the, this is the base of our life of time. This time is very base of our life, 18 to
Yeah,
21, and this time makes our future better. And I think this is the base of our time, and this time is to understand his life betterly, and know about on his life.
yeah.
And
So Anand, sorry to add to you. Uh, heard about these child marriages in your area, or have you heard about anything that is been related with this topic? Would you like to share this with us?
मैं सोचता हूँ कि ना यार, यहाँ का जो हमारे विलेज का जो एरिया होता है ना, यहाँ पे 18 की एज में जो मैरिज कर दी जाती हैं,
Yeah,
लड़कियां इतनी मैच्योर नहीं होती हैं कि उनकी इस एज में मैरिज कर दी जाए। और
true,
जो 21 की एज है ना, वो अपनी लाइफ को बेटर तरह से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकती हैं, अपनी लाइफ का जो बेस है वो बना सकती हैं,
true.
मेंटली स्ट्रॉन्ग हो सकती हैं इस टाइम के अंदर। और 17 से 18 साल तक तो हमारा सिर्फ स्कूल, के बाद वो बाहर की दुनिया को समझ सकती हैं, और अपनी लाइफ को बेटर बनाने के लिए और भी डिसीजन ले सकती है, और अपने ड्रीम को फुलफिल कर सकती हैं।
Yeah, yeah.
दैट्स आई।
Yeah, so thank you, Anand, and I think you have much more relevancy than we, because we don't belong to that much deeper sections of our country. So, Mun, would you like to add something to Anand?
Yes, Manik, I'm listening to you, and I want to add that people in earlier times think that the right age for girls must be less,
Yeah,
that is 16 or 18, because they think that the right time for girls marriage is when they are of less age, so they can easily adjust in the families, or they can start their family at less age, so they will leads to big families, and big families and they matlab, at that time the main problem is illiteracy.
True.
And because of this they think that big families leads to more economic growth, but that is not right. Big families doesn't always leads to economic growth.
Yeah, so I think that was the real stigma that our society was being around to. Uh, they were focusing more about producing kids so that the population arise and they can get the more sources of funding. They consider human beings as the sources of funding, but at now era where one person whose startup gets successful, he's earning 10,000 crores. So that is the change that the mental change that has been transformed our society. Also, we are focusing much on two child policy that will be I think that will be come to in operations by 2025, I think, and that will also create much more control or regulations on our population control. So thank you, Munmun, for adding up to your thoughts in this, GD. And I would like to now go to Jitendra for his views, that how he feels that this has been the right decision, or there are some improvement that is being related in this sector.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Yes, please.
As we are talking about talking about the age increase
Yeah.
from 18 to 21, so I think it is right decision by the government of India.
Yeah.
As we all know that at the age of 18, it is the average age to passing out the school. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, from
nearby.
graduation, I think that's the average, because I'm 21. I'm now currently graduated. So I think that's the graduation age of an average human being, I think.
Yeah, nearby is the age of 18, everyone gets pass out from school.
Yeah.
And after that, if parents get married, the girl, so I think it disturb them mentally, because some time ago they were just with their friends and doing studies.
Yeah.
So this opportunity is snatched by their parents from
True.
them. And after this they get health issues in
Yeah.
this, because I think becoming parent at the early age is not so easy for
True, true. That's
them.
that's the physical pain is, I think, really bad. So I think that's really good point, that in early ages the body has not been capacitized to bear such pains. So I think that's also a good point, Jitendra. Continue.
Yeah, and it increased the maternal death rate in India.
Oh,
So due to this step, I think it could reduce. And according to a survey in 2017, the government provides the data that the average age of the girls' marriage should be 22 years
oh,
as per the data.
yeah,
Yeah, and in 2022,
yeah,
under the recommendation of Jetli Committee,
yeah.
the government of India passed this law to
Okay.
make the girls age 18 to 21.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
that's. Please
and
continue.
some economical issue also occurs in front of the girls, as they were get married in the age of 18, so they were not a financial independence.
True.
They were not get to able the financial independence.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Great point.
and due to lack of this facility, they have to depend on their husband or
True.
family of his her husband.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
and and if they want to report against the abuse,
Yeah.
so she could be financially stable, because after that we all know to live in this world we need money.
True.
Yes. And I want to add one more thing, that by making the law, it's not fulfillment of the duty of government. But I think we have to do some campaigns,
Yeah,
awareness campaigns among across all over the India.
yeah. Great insights. You have great insights. I think you have been to this act. I think you were really updated. You have opened each and every para that's needed to be disclosed and that's needed to be understand as a human being, as an Indian citizen. You talked about financial literacy, you talked about the independence, financial independence, emotional independence, and all deep down you have talked about that the age is really not the matter, but the matter is women's career should also be given much more importance than the men, because they are also human being and they can also contribute to the family's economic conditions. So I would like to share something, and we will later conclude this session also, but I would like to now add take Kritika, that what she feels about this topic and what she has as an input to this meeting of ours.
According to me, that girls' age that it has been increased, it is affecting business also.
Yeah,
In business point of view, if I will say that if marriages do not occur, then from where the revenue will generate? Because in Indian families, mostly lakhs are implemented to girl child for marriages, and that revenue is also become less if they are not investing at that time. And you know what, women's are till now very much that much advanced that the work that they can do, men cannot do, because their ability and their efficiency to do work is much more efficient according to some uh, experts. It is said that. And there are a lot of managers also who are assigning these duties, and they are doing preferred work. Means a lot of managers are also assigning there which are girls.
yeah,
And I think that women are someone who should be an entrepreneur at that age. They are not doing that things, they are doing marriages. I don't think so that that is the age to do marriage, according
yeah,
to me.
yeah. That's really
Because
great.
there are a lot of entrepreneurs like if I take example, Mama
Yeah,
Sugar,
sugar
there are a
cosmetics.
lot of brands. Sugar
Yeah, sugar
Cosmetics, there are
cosmetics.
a
I
lot
think.
of brands.
Yeah,
Mama is very famous. These
yeah.
all are brands that are under women.
Leaded
These
by
all
women, and
brands are
Nika
under
also.
women.
Nika, Falguni Nair. I think
Yeah.
how can we forget that Nika, the women who has crossed the wealth of men's also. She's been the fastest billionaire in the country as a woman. So
Yeah.
that's
And
great.
Aditi Gupta also right now. Aditi Gupta.
Yeah, that's great. The
She's
women
also
entrepreneurs, they are the flag bearers of women empowerment in the country. How can we forget them? That's also great insight that this is the age for women to start their career. Even they want to start their parlors, beauty parlors, boutiques, and even their stores. I think in Bangalore, women also have their shares in bars and restaurants also. They have started taking active participation in these types of activity, and these types of investments were being considered as taboo in the 20th century. So I think this been the modernization has been not only to the men's population, but also the women's population has also been updated with this current scenario. So thank you, Kritika, for sharing your thoughts. And uh, would you like to add something, Kritika? I think you have something with you to share.
one person, Jaya Jetli, who to she's the person who suggested us that we should increase the age of women,
Yeah,
because we all know that all of us has already shares a lot of things that the women are suffering, employment rates, job
yeah.
opportunities, and all whatever we guys already assigned right now. And
Also,
nowadays
Savitri Bai Phule, the first women teacher of the country. that she also has contributed in some of the other way, because that was the pathway. She introduced the women education. She introduced and she fought against the right for women in back 19th century.
Yeah, she's the one who women empowerment program she has launched, and she also did a lot of things
Yeah,
to make a women having a good career and having a good personality towards
yeah,
all students, towards all people, so that they could able to enjoy a good life.
yeah,
They also need that life,
yeah.
women.
Yeah, so I think that that was a really intellectual session of ours, because we have talked a lot about women rights, and also the beauty of our GD is also there, because we have almost 6 women on board, girls on board, and we have 4 boys. So that's also that's, I think, the craziest thing that has happened, that women are taking active participation in activities also, and that's also brightest thing. So I think that has that has made me so happy to and confident that our women's will be the leaders also in the society, and they will work neck to neck with our men's society. And I think that discrimination will reduce at it most, because the kind of initiative that women's in the country are taking, no one would have ever taken this kind of initiative. So that's also a really good clap from my side to the women's of the country. So would anyone you like to share something, because we had a really good session going on, and we can share our life stories also that we have listened from any of us nearby people. So would you like to add up to something, maybe?
So
Yeah,
I think
Manik.
Yeah, yeah, please
answer
share,
them.
please share, please share,
I want to add, when a man get educated, he educate himself as an individual. But
yeah,
when a woman get educated, she
yeah,
educated her family. She
yeah,
educate the nation, which
yeah,
in growth of the country, as we
yeah.
can say now.
True, true, really true example just being shared by Nan, and a really good thought. Any one of you would you like to add something to Nan also, because she has demnified and demonstrated a lot more that a woman will teach your generations how to behave, and she will educate your generations also, whether it's and where it's been when the man is being educated, he only get taught himself only. So that's really deep thought. Kritika, you were adding something?
Uh, uh, if a woman is educating, she's just not a housewife.
Yeah,
She's a businesswoman. She can be a great entrepreneur. She
yeah,
can be any inspiring woman to all, because she is the one who creates surroundings, and she is the one who inspire the whole family. I think
yeah,
so,
yeah. So
because without the family cannot run.
yeah, so I think we were talking about the raising age from 18 to 21, and we have been to the history, and we have been to the financial planning aspect of the women's in the society. And I would like to now conclude this session, because talking about the women, the flag bearers of Indian economy, I think we would end up doing this GD whole night. So I would like to conclude this session now, because I think we need to get the serious note as well, because there are some uncertainties happening in the grassroots level, as per said earlier in this GD. So the step that government has been took regarding raising the age from 18 to 21 was really good, but its implementation is as hard as we are discussing about this the merits we were previously discussing, that women's are not judged right in the society. There are social stigmas that are running around, the dowry system and the rape culture that is happening around. We need to first stop that also, and for which NGOs have to be the flag bearers, and they have to lead this section of implementation, be it women empowerment, be it anything that is being related to women. There need to be much more NGOs happen located around, so that women's rights should be protected rightly. Also, the term that Jitendra said, that not only the right, it's not the right age 21. 21 is the lower age. मतलब इसके बाद ही you are eligible to get married, but you are not ready to the marriage. That is also a factor. Women should also, and women's parents should also concerned with the age. They should not be like कि हाँ जल्दी करो शादी करो 21 होने के बाद. They should not be like that. They should be like they should be focusing on her professional career, because India is a country where Kalpana Chawla was born. So we should not forget about these revolutionaries, and we can think that this time that we invest in our daughters and in our mothers, in educating them right, that would lead to reduce and destroy these social stigmas that are being happening around. And we should not stop women at our home to just do household activities. A woman can do much more. She can also be a CA, she can also be a construction worker, and she can also be a chef, and she can also be an astronaut too. So we need to focus much upon the women rights also. And I think this age will be furtherly increased, will be also be furtherly increased by the government. And the mental maturity will be focused a lot more better. So we will be as the recent data I was reading about, that there are 1020 girls for 1000 boys. So I think women will lead our this the entrepreneurship era, as Kritika said. So I think women has a lot bigger role to play in this decade, and they surely will do wonders in economic development of the country. So leaving these thoughts around in this GD, I would like to thank each and every one who is present here and who has put his or her thoughts around. Thank you everyone for being with me in this wonderful group discussion, and hope to see these wonderful faces around again. So thank you everyone.